4 hidden benefits of Medicaid trusts. Most people are familiar with the fact that a Medicaid trust can often shield assets from the Medicaid spend down. That is just spending everything you have until there's nothing left, and then you get on Medicaid because you have nothing. A lot of people are generally familiar with that concept. But Medicaid trusts, when done properly, can actually add 4 kind of hidden benefits that I don't think get talked about nearly enough. And we're going to hit all 4 on this video. Before we jump into the 4 benefits, it's worth noting that the trusts I'm going to talk about today are the pre-planning trusts. This is before we need Medicaid eligibility. This is subject to the 5-year rule. That's contrasted with the other types of Medicaid trusts that we sometimes use in a crisis situation where someone is applying for Medicaid right now, or maybe they're in a nursing home right now. That's referred to as crisis planning. And there's 2 types of trusts we can use in Alabama for helping with things like that. QITs, also known as Miller Trusts, and D4C Trusts. I am not talking about those in this video, okay? I'm talking about the pre-planning trusts, so I just wanted to make that clear. The first hidden benefit of Medicaid trusts are that they avoid probate court. People are often interested in avoiding probate court for a variety of reasons. Assets in a trust like this would avoid probate court, and I would posit that it's actually more significant than other ways to avoid probate court, or it's more impactful because you can put real estate in these trusts. With bank accounts and IRAs and things like that, you can avoid probate court with a beneficiary designation. You can't do that with your home. In some states, you can. There are things called beneficiary deeds and TOD deeds and things like that. In Alabama, you cannot put a beneficiary designation on real estate, including your home. So these trusts actually give a even more powerful of a punch by avoiding probate as part of the things that they do. The second kind of hidden benefit of these Medicaid trusts are that it keeps your estate private. So who's in the trust, who's trustee, who gets the house when you die. Maybe you had an adult child or caregiver that you want to be able to live in the house after your death until they can find housing on their own and move out. You put that in your trust. Anything like that is totally private. I like that. I'm a fairly private person when it comes to my estate planning. I don't want people knowing who's in it, who the decision makers are and things like that. So that's a fairly significant second kind of hidden benefit there too. The third kind of hidden benefit of these types of trusts is that they can actually provide some significant creditor protection. Now, nothing on YouTube, at least from our channel, I can't speak for other channels, I guess. Nothing on YouTube is specific legal advice specific to you. Even if you're a client, your advice is given by us, at meetings and through Teams meetings and maybe via email. It's not through generic YouTube videos that, I don't even know who's watching this. In fact, I can get data on it, and sometimes people in Pakistan watch our videos, which I don't understand, but I welcome you. I hope you find it entertaining or something like that. The point is, not specific legal advice, but I'm telling you right now, when these trusts are drafted properly, you can get some significant creditor protection. Why might that be important? Well, when these trusts are used, when you're older, your liability, the amount, the extent to which you're liable to be sued, you could argue that it goes up, because what might you continue doing when you get older? You might continue driving. Who's at higher risk to cause an accident? A 90-year-old or you when you're 50? So the liability shield that can be provided by these trusts, other than Medicaid, is actually pretty significant. And the fourth hidden benefit, and this is the least talked about benefit of these Medicaid trusts, is they can actually help avoid these home scams that you hear a lot about. You may have heard ads on the radio for, home lock and title lock and stuff like that. And I might do another video down the road on my opinion of those insurance policies and things like that. Spoiler, I'm not too high on them. This trust can allow you a little bit better protection for your home in terms of, you deeding it away to an unscrupulous actor later in life. Think about it this way. You cannot be trustee of these trusts, at least if they're done properly. Who are you going to pick as trustee? Probably an adult child, one of your adult children. Who is more likely to be conned into signing a deed to their home to, some scam artist? You when you're 90, or your adult child when they're 60? And that adult child you picked to be your trustee. So it just gives you a little bit of better buffer kind of protection there for when, as humans, we start to experience cognitive decline. My papaw was the sharpest 93-year-old I've ever met, but he was still not as sharp as he was when he was 63, just by way of example. So those are 4 hidden benefits of Medicaid trusts that I think aren't talked about a whole lot. I hope you found this video helpful.